Hey guys, this is Cody the Coin Raptor, and I'm here to talk to you today about Crypto Chart TA, starting with Bitcoin. Now, I've been very busy the past couple of days. I have not been able to put out videos as regularly as I would like, and now hopefully I should be getting back to a more normal schedule. So I really want to talk about what happened here on the 30th of September, and we can see we have this huge massive green volume candle pop up here, and that's over 600 Bitcoin right here. This massive candle that happened right here, and to me, this screams whale manipulation. A whale came in here, they probably bought about 600 or so Bitcoin, and they pushed the price all the way up from 19,450 to about 20,000 or so. Now, this actually caused it to go way above the previous resistance points that I had outlined for Bitcoin, and that's about 19,600. However, I have treated this like it didn't exist because for all intents and purposes, the chart is treating it right now like it did not exist. So that brief spike in the price of Bitcoin has come back all the way here. And we can see that now Bitcoin is starting to trade in another sideways channel from about 19,150 to about 19,600 in this range. And Bitcoin has looked very, very weak the past couple of days. We've always talked about on this channel about the weekends being for selling, and I don't expect that to change. Right now, Bitcoin has had incredibly weak volume. We go out here and take a look at the daily. We can see that the volume is, even for a weekend, is really dying off. And so the result of this is that Bitcoin is going to probably head lower. And I've said this before in previous videos, and I still believe that this is the case. Bitcoin is coming back here. It's going to retest 19,100. It's going to fall through this level, and it's going to go back and retest the lows down here at 18,300. I have been waiting very patiently for Bitcoin to come back down to this region to initiate another buy for my DCA. However, I will continue waiting until it comes down here and gets into that sweet spot, which I think is probably going to happen within the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. Give it some time, and we'll see with Bitcoin where it decides to go, and then it'll come down here and it'll probably retest this level of 18,300, and we might actually get a fairly strong bounce off of that. We have the RSI right now on the hourly is at about 46. That's right in the middle of the range, so it's not overbought and it's not oversold. However, there is no demand coming in here right now for Bitcoin. Apart from that huge spike, that huge whale manipulation, there has been very little demand. But then again, something that we've seen in the past couple of days and weeks, we can actually take a look at this descending triangle that we still have in place. I still think this descending triangle pattern holds true, and I expect it will be played out. So again, it's going to come down here and retest this level, 18,300, and then we'll see what happens. It might break through, it might actually bounce off, but for now, when that happens, if it comes down and it breaks through that level, I'll update my thesis and we'll go back and we'll take a look at the charts. Now for Ethereum is now, zoom in a little bit, Ethereum is now in this downwards channel. We can see Ethereum going from a high of about 1,370 or so down to a recent low of about 1,315. So I've put it into this downwards channel here because it's been making a series of lower lows here, at least within the last couple of days. And I think that this downward channel is going to prove to play out for the next couple of days, just like with Bitcoin. But that would put it at anywhere between 1,289 and about 1,333. So within that range here. And as for Ethereum, I'm still waiting for Ethereum, again, to come down and buy it in a sweet spot, maybe down here at about 1271 in this region, or closer to support down here at 1236. If we zoom out and we take a look at the The chart for Ethereum on the daily, again, it's also a descending triangle pattern. However, again, just like with Bitcoin though, I expect it's going to come down here and retest this support. However, unlike Bitcoin, it actually has lower lows to fall down to. And if it does come down here and retest this level and falls right through it, it's going to come back down here to about $1,000. And I expect $1,000 to be incredibly strong support for Ethereum. I'd definitely be very interested in adding to my Ethereum position down here if we even get that far. But again, I want to take this one step at a time, and I want to go ahead and just be patient for now. That's my strategy, is just to be patient and let this play out. All right. I also want to go ahead and take a look at the dollar index. So the dollar index has actually hit a little bit of resistance, just a little tiny bit of resistance here at 114. However, it is still well within this massive uptrend we see here for the dollar index. Zoom out to the weekly, and we can see that's just a little blip here. And I expect the dollar index is, again, going to come up here and touch this 120 region, which was a resistance point all the way back in about 2002 or so. That's how I see this playing out. And again, the reason why we look at the dollar index is because the dollar index shows us the strength of the dollar, and a strong dollar is not good for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a commodity, and it suffers when the dollar is strong, just like a lot of other commodities do. All right. So speaking of Bitcoin, there's also one other thing I want to talk about. If we go and we take a look at the hourly back here, I've put out a video about there possibly being a bull trap here, and I do believe that there's still a bull trap, because if we take a look at the funding rate here, we can see that we have a very strong green funding rate, which means that the longs currently are dominant in Bitcoin, and they have been dominant for some time now, all the way back to about September 26th, and the shorts right now have been driven off, I think, temporarily, and it's also increased as well. So the longs are dominant, and if the price keeps moving down, as I said in my previous video, I do believe that these Bitcoin bulls, or these longs, will get trapped, and they will be forced to liquidate, and they will drive the price down lower. Now, I'd like to see, in order for this scenario not to play out, you have to go ahead and look at these funding rates, and you have to have them decrease over time, or at least turn red here, negative, meaning the shorts are dominant. So that's what you'd have to look for that. And if you guys are curious about this, I have made a whole video on funding rate that I look at, things I look at for funding rate, and ways of determining market sentiment. So this is also very important to point out here. I always like to take a look at the miner reserve on CryptoQuant, and the miners reserve is basically the amount of coins held in the affiliated miners' wallets. All right, so as this value decreases, miners are selling Bitcoin from their wallets. And as we can see here, it's at an incredibly low value. I mean, it's almost at the lowest value that it's been at. I'll zoom out here a little bit. It's almost at the lowest value it's been at since December of 2021. So this is something I always try to pay attention to, because if you see this value decreasing, I check this on CryptoQuant. If you see this value decreasing, it means that miners have been selling. And to me, it looks like miners have been selling very strongly right now, providing downward pressure on Bitcoin. So you have multiple things providing downward pressure on Bitcoin. You have a strong dollar, and on top of that, you have Bitcoin miners that have been selling at record levels that we have not seen since last year. All right, so that's all I've got for you guys. If you like this content, let me know. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and also follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date information, most up-to-date chart TA. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.